And here we go, yet another Las Vegas Raiders practice officially in the books here. Under the belt for Aidan O'Connell, Gardner Minshew, who continue to split reps at the quarterback position. Today, got to see a little bit more of Aidan O'Connell making some really good throws, including a young wide receiver now starting to break out, getting a big-time touchdown catch in today's practice. Gardner Minshew gets a ton of first-team reps as well. In this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know about today's practice, from the news, the notes, the highlights, the observations from another practice here with the Raiders. Now, one thing to note, actually wait, before we jump into the video, like we always do, please go give a follow to all of the Raiders media members out there. Guys, they work so hard every single day to get these highlights out for us, kind of enabling us to make these videos, and without them, these videos are not possible to make. And I guarantee you, if you do follow them, you will not regret it. Guys, sometimes it feels like I am literally at practice because of how much they post about practice. So go follow them, you won't regret it. And with that being said, let's kind of dive into the video a little bit. Now, to start practice, it looked like Gardner Minshew is getting the first team reps, at least to start, and that would be subject to change later on. Now, Gardner and Aidan O'Connell have been, I wouldn't say great through camp. The defense has definitely been winning the majority of the days. We've seen Max Crosby just be unbelievable. Jack Jones, Nate Hobbs. We've seen Christian Wilkins all just play really, really good. And the defense has looked amazing, right? But today was a little bit different. At least felt a little bit different. The offense starting to gain some momentum here. Alexander Mattison is one guy who specifically broke out at practice today. Had a couple of really nice catches. In Dylan Lobby, we heard what, Antonio Pierce had to say about Dylan Lobby. I mean, he's a guy coming out of New Hampshire. Would that translate to the NFL? I don't know. And then he starts to put together a string of practices that just look really good. Guys, don't be surprised at all if Dylan Lobby starts to break out during preseason and maybe even gets a role in this football team in year one of being, a late addition to this football team throughout the draft. So I'm excited about him. And Alexander Mattison, they still love Zamir White. Dude's a big ass dude who's going to make a lot of people, pay trying to tackle him. So I'm excited about all three of the running backs. Now, another interesting factor of today's practice, no Davante Adams. He was not at practice, but is not injury related, I believe. And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that he has a baby on the way. He should be back here practicing with the team probably next week. But hey, congratulations to Davante Adams. Definitely an excused absence for him today. That is beautiful to see. Shout out to Davante. Now, let's get into the biggest piece of news from today's practice. Aidan O'Connell was the quarterback during team drill, and let's just say he threw an absolute bomb down the sideline into the end zone for a touchdown. And you know who caught it? Trey Tucker. You know what? Why this is so important is because Trey Tucker's a guy who is supposed to be that number 3, and he is so far ahead of everyone else on the depth chart that They are probably pretty much locking him into that wide receiver 3 role. However, he's been struggling with drop problems throughout the entirety of camp so far. So today, for him to come up there, and make a massive play like that one, it's just, it goes a long way to see a guy like Trey Tucker coming out here, having that tunnel vision to, even though you're struggling throughout camp so far, you can be better, and he comes out here and proves it. Great catch and a great throw by Aidan O'Connell. And during those first session of team drills, Aidan O'Connell was your starter. So again, another day of switching off. See Gardner Minshew in some 7s. See Aidan O'Connell in some 11s. I mean, they're just going to go back and forth. And like we heard Antonio Pierce say the other day, they're still waiting for a quarterback to take the keys. That's not happening just yet. Now, before we get any further into the video, guys, make sure you do me a favor, hit the like button, but more importantly, subscribe if you're new. It is free. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and we're going to be covering the Raiders throughout the entirety of training camp. But not only that, not only are we going to cover every single practice, but we're also going to be live streaming Raiders games on my Twitch. If you guys want to watch some Raiders games with me, kind of break down the film, react to it, go follow the Twitch. Link will be in the description, or you can find it at Matty Dubs with 3 S's. And lastly, we're going to be breaking down every single game film, right? Offense, defense, individual player film. we're going to keep you guys covered throughout every single day for the Raiders. So make sure you guys join the family if you haven't already done so. And with that being said, let's kind of dive back into the video a little bit. We also had another big-time Aidan O'Connell throw in 7-on-7s. Just finding a bunch of different receivers, man. Just trying to lock in. I know we had one to Brock Bowers today, which was beautiful. You know, and that one included an 11-on-11 2-minute drill. It ended actually with the Aidan O'Connell, Brock Bowers hooking up in the end zone for a touchdown, and that was beautiful. We had a deep completion to Jacoby Myers on the left sideline. That was nice. And then again, another one to Trey Tucker, and then we had the Brock Bowers touchdown. So Aidan O'Connell ended 11-on-11s really, really well. Now, a UDFA is starting to break out as a wide receiver, Ramel Keaton. He is from Tennessee. He had a really good day at practice. I don't think one of his targets was incompleted, so I thought he had a really good day today. John Jenkins was back out there today, so that was good to see. Brandon Faison was still not at practice. Amir Abdullah, Charles Snowden, and also Tulu Griffin were not there as well. But overall, guys, I think today was a massive stepping stone in the right direction for the Raiders and Aidan O'Connell, continuing to build chemistry, rapport with the receivers. And, you know, you got to understand that although Max Crosby and the defense are really getting to the quarterback, right, there's no Jackson Powers-Johnson. There's no Colton Miller. Those are two of your top offensive linemen going into the season, not practicing with the team. So that is huge. DJ Glaze taking a major step up. He's been asked to do a lot, and he's been doing it. Brock Bowers looks like a massive threat. He'll be someone they utilize on day one. And then defensively, you look at Jacorian Bennett, who's trying to be that DB3 on this football team right now. I would say he's struggling because of the penalties. He definitely is, you know, drawing a lot of pass interference calls throughout practice so far, and we'll see how that really translates into preseason football games, because there's a lot of guys I'm interested in, right? Isaiah Polamayo, I believe is how you say his name. I think he's been amazing throughout camp. The Cameron Richardson, MJ Devonshire, Brandon Faison. You got Sam Webb. So there's a bunch of guys that they're really looking out for that number 3 job at the cornerback position. I'm excited to see who wins that job, but then you have Tyree Wilson. I'm excited to see him in another year, some more growth. How is he in year 2? Malcolm Kuntz continuing to look good. Then you have Tommy Eichenberg, Robert Spillane, Divine Diablo. So many guys that I truly love, but again, we need to see these guys continue to develop and get better and better as time goes on, and hopefully tomorrow is another good practice. I believe they practice tomorrow, so should be another Raiders video for you guys tomorrow. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, turn on post notifications. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys for coming through, and remember, another video coming out tomorrow. Also, comment down below 2 players, one on offense and one on defense, who you're most excited to see throughout Raiders preseason. Now, see you in the next Raiders update. Peace.